My name is Emmanuel Kaweesi from the School of Law. I am an assistant lecturer and a PhD student attached to the Human Rights and Peace Center, specifically under the Charcoal Project. Welcome you to the School of Law and Makerere University generally. Today we are going to discuss, to interact briefly on issues surrounding clean cooking in Uganda. The state of affairs, the technologies available, the certification processes, and the opportunities and challenges in the entire clean cooking sector in Uganda generally. Now this is part of a broader study and a project titled Charcoal Conflict in Climate Changes, Decarbonization Dilemmas, Notes of Livelihood, Nutrition, Communities, Gender, Migration and Energy in East Africa. And it is being run by 3 collaborating universities, that is Makerere University in Uganda, the School of Law, and then the Center for Resolution of International Conflict, CRIC, which is in the Department of Political Science at the University of Copenhagen in Denmark, and St. Augustine University, Department of Sociology in Tanzania. So before we go into the discussion, probably you may introduce yourself and where you're coming from.
Thank you so much. My name is Babirye. I work as the project manager for Uganda National Alliance on Clean Cooking. It's a membership-based organization that aggregates over 450 members in Uganda, private sector. So we do address clean cooking technology challenges in Uganda as the alliance, but also linking the private sector to various opportunities in play, like addressing their financial issues, creating awareness, stimulating market in Uganda. So the alliance carries out a lot of information dissemination of clean cooking sector, but also brings both the private and public sector together to promote clean cooking technologies. Among the things we do, our mandate is to advocate for conducive policies, advocate for good standards, but also stimulating the market for the private people to build business through creating massive awareness campaigns of various clean cooking technologies. We also do a conducive environment by advocating for tax exemptions on top of the standards advocacy that we do. So basically that is what the alliance does.
So are you in any way related to government? Are you a government entity? What are you?
We are not a government entity, but we work hand in hand with our mother ministry, that is Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, to implement its agenda and also the ambitious target of increasing adoption of clean cooking technologies to 25%. Sorry, from 25% that is currently existing to around 50% by 2030, but also to reduce the share of 88 solid biomass consumption to 50% still by 2030. So we work with the Ministry of Energy to advocate for conducive policies, but also developing these quality standards, the guidelines, and the Ministry of Energy has supported the alliance to link it to different partners. For example, the development partners, GIZ, FAO, MEX, because it is through them that they can be attracted to work with the alliance to meet the private sector persons.
That's very interesting. So you are a consortium of companies.
Yeah, we are
working together in the industry of clean cooking.
Yeah, we aggregate all companies. Yes, we are aggregators of private sector companies in clean cooking technologies.
And where are you located?
We are found in Kisasi, in Dondo Complex, that is Chanja Road.
Okay.
That's where our offices are, and we operate 24. We operate from Monday up to Friday.
Great. Let's go straight into the content. So what's the current outlook of clean cooking? What are the developments in Uganda in terms of technologies and innovations?
In terms of technologies, we have innovated and been attracted to now new technologies that were not there before. Previously, we were doing so much of traditional cook stoves as the Ugandans because they are not aware of the existing developments. But at the moment, as we speak, our different private sector companies are integrating in a lot of technologies. For example, we have electric pressure cookers in place. These were not there before. UNAC, the Alliance, had only 5% of companies dealing in e-cooking, but as we speak, it is catching up to now 50% of the companies in UNAC, the Alliance, integrating in clean cooking, in particular e-cooking, that is promoting electric pressure cookers and solar at the same time for cooking. So we have got new technologies in place. We have got EPCs, we have got solar for cooking that was not there before. We have got at least pellets for cooking, but also we have new improved cook stoves that are using 2 little charcoal. That is just a handful of charcoal can cook for 5 hours instead of too much charcoal cooking for these hours. We have just a handful of charcoal that can cost on average 500 shillings, can cook for 5 hours. Okay. So we are having new innovations in clean cooking which are developed. But also we have got new partners. We have now increased partnership in the country. Okay. With support of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, we are collaborating with partners, for example, FAO, Modern Energy Cooking Services, GIZ, who are working closely with the Alliance to create awareness, but also improving on the quality and funding a lot of innovations in Uganda. We have worked on innovations such as through the different partners. We have got programs that are supporting both the supply and demand side subsidies. For example, GIZ is supporting the Alliance and its members to participate on HTCC, that is higher tier on clean cooking, where the companies that are supplying the technologies are supported through the supply side subsidy. They support them to reach harder to reach out areas where they wouldn't reach if they did not have this support because of the costs involved. So they are given some incentives per technologies that are sold. So a company goes to Adijumani, is given an incentive per the cook stoves that are sold, or per electric pressure cookers that are sold, or per biogas installation plants, or solar products that are supplied out. So that is the incentive that is supporting the companies in the Alliance to really stay in business. But also HTCC on the other side, plus also support of GIZ through Equity Bank, has been giving out RBF result-based financing programs to support the end user, whereby the end user can now afford the technology that was 100%. For example, if an EPC was 300,000 shillings, the project supports this RBF is mandated to support the end user to acquire the technology at a 50% subsidy. So this person buys it at 150,000 instead of the 300 that would have costed the technology. So these are some of the innovations that we have that have supported the Alliance to grow bigger.
So maybe you repeat the listener out there. What are pellets? How are they used for cooking?
Pellets, they are, I don't know whether listeners have ever heard of briquettes.
Yes.
So pellets are more advanced form of briquettes. They are smaller for portability. Briquettes are a little huge, but pellets are smaller. So they are like, if I can say, baggier form of small solid particles, but they are made out of the waste materials that we work with, either through the waste materials, agricultural inputs, most of them, agricultural waste materials, through the grass that is from the agricultural remainings, through the food products that we have, through the we do not promote more of charcoal briquettes because it will be promoting more of biomass again. But we encourage all the wastes, cassava peelings, banana peelings, some residues from the gardens, agricultural wastes. So these are the ones, the materials that we process and turn into briquettes, but also pellets. The husks, the coffee husks, the timber husks, all those can be processed and turned into pellets.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are highly flammable. They give that blue flame, and they release completely no smoke. They are very clean as they are. Yeah, when they are cooking or when someone is using them for cooking.
How about ethanol?
Ethanol is a spirit. Some people mistake this to alcohol or to waragi, but is pure and highly concentrated that if you take it, you can even die immediately. So we process this spirit from still agricultural wastes. Okay, agricultural products, not necessarily wastes. Because, for example, now we have the biggest ethanol producer in Uganda is called Bukona, found in Noya district. It produces over 40,000 liters a day of ethanol from cassava products. So first of all, we empower the farmers to grow cassava. Now it is the cassava that is processed into ethanol. But also from the sugar making factories like Chinyara and also Kakira, they also do ethanol.
From molasses?
From the molasses. So that's a very good technology. Also, it has a very blue flame. It is very clean, does not emit any smoke, and it is quick, very quick at giving out energy for cooking.
You also mentioned about solar for cooking? Yeah,
solar for cooking. The company, we have like 3 companies, but what the company does, it gives you a full component. Its solar component is around 2.4. The initial cost is without a subsidy. The normal initial cost is 2.4. It comes with a panel which is over 285 watts. It comes with 2 batteries, two strong batteries. The batteries can support light and also energy for cooking for even 3 days without sunshine.
Wow.
So they are strong enough that even if it rains for 3 days, these batteries are strong enough with the solar panel that is given to you. But also the Alliance members support you to do installation, free installation and free after-sale services for 3 years in case you have that solar panel. On top of the 5 bulbs and also the 2 torches as a full component of the whole solar product. So this has been a very good technology, more distributed in rural areas, but also more in refugee settlement and their host communities. And it has been so highly adopted because the government of Uganda, through various projects, through the attraction of GIZ, but also through the World Bank project that was assigned to the government of Uganda, to the Ministry of Energy, through HURIPECTalks, Uganda Electric Energy Credit Capitalization Company, under the program Energy Access Scale Up project. It has supported very many refugees to adopt solar cooking because there is a very good incentive of over almost 80% of the technology. Unlike in the normal other settings, whereby the subsidy is 50% as the any other normal technology.
Are there any emerging technologies that you are still watching, which are at testing level, which are at prototype, any current new developments that are still under testing? What should Ugandans expect?
Ugandans should expect much. We talked about the emerging technologies, of course, that most of them do not know about. The highly efficient improved charcoal stoves, which can use just a handful of charcoal. Charcoal that can be costed to 500 shillings can cook for over 5 hours. So instead of someone buying the normal charcoal stove, which can cook for 3,000 probably a day, if this person can adopt these technologies of highly improved cook stoves, they can save a lot of charcoal for cooking. But also, we have one of the newest technologies that we are seeing, but still not yet tested, although it looks so pleasing and it looks clean, is the improved cook stoves. But these ones are using oil. So the oil from the motorcycles, the oil from the cars, that old oil can be processed and it gives you energy to cook the food. However, it is a good technology, but we are still testing this on the market to see which emissions, because clean cooking is defined by which emissions. So for us to say it is something that is clean, either 2 minimal carbon emissions or 0 emissions. So that is clean cooking. So
repeat that for the listener. You said cooking will only be termed as clean when it does what?
Cooking can only be termed as clean cooking when it emits 0 emissions or very minimum of carbon emissions.
Is there any like numerical coding? How much? What is the minimum or the maximum emission in terms of percentage?
Okay, for a stove to be efficient, at least if it is at least, because if it is at least 60% efficient, that is clean. We call it clean.
That's clean.
Yes.
At least according to our
situation, our standards. At least it is 60%. If it is 60% efficient, it is really it is clean according to our standards as per now. So we are still testing these other new technologies. Of course, they keep emerging, they keep coming. We have one that uses, it is hydro. It uses water. Water is also processed into cooking. Okay. So that is also new, but we are still finding out how can it be accommodative and support this subsector. And the adoption and the costs, of course, it is also inclusive of how, if it is a private person wanting to invest in this technology, how much can this person do what? How much can it cost? But what we are having under testing is the oil, using oil stoves for cooking, and you see how can this be within the context of clean cooking.
Wow, very interesting discussion over there. Maybe because our time is running very fast. What are the applicable technology standards that are in force, and what is the certification process like?
Okay. The government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Energy, has done a lot with support of UNBS, that is the testing certified center, one of the biggest testing certified center that we have. We have others that are accredited by UNBS, that is Sakudo and Creek. So we have got some some standards in place. We have got the standards for improved cook stoves on the household level. We have got standards for the biogas on the household level. We have got standards for ethanol. We have got standards for pellets as fuels. But we argue that there are some standards that we do not have, but they are under development. We have guidelines though. For example, we have the guidelines for institutional biogas, and we have the guidelines for institutional cook stove. But the standards are underway, they are under development. Previously, we were reviewing the draft of the e-cooking standards with UNBS and key stakeholders that we should have. However, if you want to apply for the standards or certification process, it is something that is very easy, but we acknowledge that most of us are not aware of the process, and that's why we think that the certification process is too expensive, or it will take a lot of time. But the whole process will take 3 to 4 weeks. That's just a full what? That is a full month. But otherwise, what are the major steps? But the major steps to the certification process, one, you do apply. These days, you don't even go to UNBS physically, but you can just use online application. You apply online by the UNBS portal, that is www.unbs.go.ug. So once you apply, the information is submitted, of course, to UNBS, and it is reviewed by the UNBS team to review the completeness of what you have applied, and also the adequacy of the information that you have sent to the UNBS. Then you automatically do the payments after identifying which standard you want to have certification for, or which product do you want. So they'll give you the payment bill. They'll bill you for fees that are assigned or attached on that particular technology that you want to carry out certification for. So after that, UNBS will send the auditors to your premises or to your factory, auditors to come and see the factory, see the product that you want to certify. They'll pick some samples from the factory and take them to their laboratories for testing, and they give you the results. So they'll find out two things majorly. Your technology, is your technology conforming to the standards or not conforming? So they'll give you a list of the conformities and the non-conformities.
Okay.
So the non-conformities, they encourage you to work on them, say that your stove meets the final quality and standards. So thereafter, after addressing the non-conformities, they'll give you a certification, that certificate that qualifies you to have done the whole the process.
So what is the turnaround time? How long can it take me from application to certification?
So testing alone, you test your products, and within 3 days you have feedback if everything goes well. But now the whole process of certification, auditing, coming to your premises, and all that up to the final process will take you a full month. It will not go more than a month.
Okay.
Assuming that they had other people they are working on, of course, waiting lobby, it will not take you more than a month. So
that's the longest.
Yeah, that's the longest.
You're telling us about the people who do standardization through self-regulation, because mostly they want to win projects.
Actually, yeah, this has also supported most of the NAC members to have the certification. They test their products, because every project, whether it is GIZ, whether it is PSFU, you must show proof of certification of the products. But also, for the side of the electric pressure cookers, we have tried to work with the importers of these appliances to revise the quality of yes, we do not have the national e-cooking strategy in Uganda. We are just developing it with UNBS. But how would we sell the EPCs, and they are meeting the customers' requirements. So we have been getting feedback from the customers, and we take the feedback to the importers, the Indians who are bringing these things, and eventually we have been revising and improving on the quality, at least on the other international part of it, because they have the international certification. So they've been improving the quality of their make of the products through the alliance from the feedback that we give to them.
Okay.
However, you talked about the certification process.
Yes, when you have a local innovator who has invented
a technology
using ethanol, for example, for cooking, and they want to get approval from UNBS. So you are saying they go to Sakudo or they go to Creek. So how is the process like, and how easy or accessible is it to an ordinary Ugandan, ordinary inventor? Because we are seeing the market is still being dominated by non-Ugandans or non-Ugandan companies. So how do we make life easier for Ugandan? What's the process of certification?
First of all, I want to appreciate that the Ministry of Energy and New Development, together with UNBS, has done some good job, because now we have some standards in place. We have standards for biomass technologies. Those are the stoves, charcoal stoves. They are already there. We have standards for pellet technology, fuels, and working on the stoves. But we have also standards for biogas, household level. And now we are drafting standards for e-cooking, the e-cooking strategy standards for Ugandans, for Uganda as a country. But we do not have standards for now. Institutional biogas, we are developing them. The guideline, we're just working on the guidelines, and also standards for the institutional biomass stoves. We do not have them. So those are the ones that are in play. However, having a certified product is a very good thing as a private sector, because you cannot grow bigger if your products are just locally distributed. Because when you have a certified product, you can be in position to even export your products, and you don't work just within the local setting of the country. But most of the members are not aware of the benefits of the certification process. We are not aware. And of course, too, because the standards are not mandatory. But to take you very quickly, testing is not expensive. And also the process of certification is not very expensive. People just do not have information about the benefits and why should someone do what? The certification process. Because the first thing, people stopped from moving from their premises to go to UNBS. You can do this process online. So you just send in your application and you apply online through www.unbs.go.ug. That one can give you all the access to whatever you want in standards. So after doing this application, the UNBS team is going to review the information that is submitted to see how complete is it. They will be checking the completeness of the information and also adequacy of the information that you have submitted. So the portal will request you to make payments over the identified standard that you have selected. You want to do the testing of and certification of your product. So you do the payments. And after they receive the payments, the UNBS will send the auditors to come to your premises and do the auditing, see the factory setup. They really do the process of auditing. So after that, they automatically see the product that you applied for to be certified. They take samples from the factory and they take them to UNBS also to do the testing to see whether they conform to the quality and the standards of what you want to be certified. So this product in others will be under the evaluation process.
So and you start with the application online?
Start the application online.
Then the auditors come.
They review. When you apply online, they're going to review the documents, the completeness and adequacy of the information that you have done So after that, you're going to pay. They'll tell you to pay the amount on the particular standard that is identified and on which model of that. If it is a stove, which model of that stove. Because the quality, the fees vary. If you're doing 3 stoves on the factory, the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, or first size, second size, and last size, still all those will call for different fees. So you have to identify which product and which tire or which size do you want to carry out the testing. So after putting it there, they will automatically show you the amount of the money where you have to range and you pay. Now after you paying, they'll send their auditor team to come to the factory, do the auditing on the factory. I see the technologies that you want to be tested. They get the samples from the factory and they take them to UNBS for thorough testing. That is, if you have not done any testing, maybe from Creek or something. So the team is going to do evaluation of the product and they'll ask you, in case there are some non-conformities, maybe the quality is not, they can advise you to improve on the quality because they'll give you a list of conformities and non-conformities.
Conformities and non-conformities. That is after they have taken the sample, their lab for testing. Examination.
Yes. So they will show you that this is okay, but you're not conforming to the quality and standards of this standard. So they'll advise you to improve. So after you improving and working on them, finally the team will review to give you the certification. And that is the process is not so hard and it's not even very expensive because for the stove ideally it would not take you beyond 1.5. It will not go beyond that.
So what is the turnaround time? If I applied, let's say today, how long will it take me to get feedback, do the improvements, file again, and then get a full certification?
Ideally, we had a tour at UNBS and we asked the same question, and they told us it would depend. Sometimes it depends on the log, or is it backlog, or it would depend on how many samples we have found there, because they will not skip these people. So if on a good side that you do not find very many tests being there, it will not take a week.
It will not take a week.
It will not take a week.
So you can literally certify a product under normal circumstances.
And it would be a week. But there are some cases of non-conformity, conformities, all that back and forth. That can take at least a month at most when your product is certified fully.
That sounds good. Are there situations which you have found a person presents a good sample to UNBS, they get certified, their prototype is passed, they are cleared to start bulk manufacturing. But then after that, the standard is the sample is very standard, and then the bulk is counterfeit. Have you found it in your practice?
Yeah, that is very true. And what UNBS does actually, only when it is testing, it can ask you like 3 batch. We test the first batch, pick samples of the second, and then the third. And of course, it is tricky that you can do this because you want a certification. But then over time, someone can compromise with quality. But again, it doesn't make sense for you to compromise on the quality, especially if you pay the money for, and you are guided on how to manufacture a very good stove. Because one, you'll be killing your own market as a private person. So in most cases, once someone has got the certification, in most cases they will be maintaining the product that was approved by UNBS. Unless we had a scenario where someone had to meet a big order. And of course, we had complaints that some stoves were on quality, but then somewhere where they were not meeting the what. But now it can be in your, it may not be in your favor as a private person if by any chance the project identifies this, because they will terminate your what? You can easily terminate your contract because now you bring in somehow not counterfeits, but at least something that do not meet substandard ones.
So is the certification of a UNBS permanent, or it can be reviewed periodically to ensure compliance?
It can be reviewed after a period of time. They can review the standards, because they keep standards can be revised. Standards can be updated. Outdated. Yeah, so the UNBS periodically revises this after a year. They do revise their standards and they share the revised versions. Now, maybe the part that should focus on as the alliance is how do we popularize the standards that are now in play, because they might be there revised, but when people do not know about them, and you keep on producing the poor quality stuff, yet the standards are ready.
Another intriguing thing we found out in that in those technologies is the fact that the locals invent their prototypes, then the rich and maybe the exposed and still the designers and own them as theirs. So how are you helping the local wananchi, the Juakaris who are like in Katwe, who are actually producing these designs as first hand? How are you helping them to own their patents, to own their inventions, instead of them being sold off or stolen by those who have the means? How are you helping the local inventor in Katwe or IEC when they come up with the technology that it will be registered and confirmed as theirs forever and ever?
Yeah, that has been a challenge, and that is a good one. But as the Alliance, we work closely with partners like GIZ. And GIZ has got some fund, not GIZ alone, even PSFU, where they have innovative challenge funds, or innovation challenge funds, where now they ask us, they bring these calls to the Alliance, that is UNAC, for especially they're sometimes called startup companies, people who have ideas and they want to be supported. So as the Alliance, we bring the ones we know, or we disseminate the information from the different partners, and this information reaches those people of Katwe, and they come to UNAC and they bring their prototypes. Now we present these prototypes, we connect them, we link them to the opportunities. Like I said, one of the focal benefit opportunity that we have as the Alliance, we link opportunities. We link the private sector to the opportunities to promote their technologies. So we link these Katwe, wananchi people, like you termed them, to GIZ, to development partners, and they present their innovative ideas. And they will be in position to compete. Of course, it is competitive, and they get the funds to now upscale their prototypes into now real technologies and upgrade or upscale their technologies. So far, that's how. But for those whom we can reach, unfortunately, there are very many Katwe people scattered everywhere. The Katwe of why is a Katwe, why Guru Katwe. So there are very many people who have very good ideas, but because they do not have money, They don't even know UNAC.
Yes,
They're not exposed. They have very good ideas, but they don't know where to begin from. Recently, as I was going to UMA, we had the UMA was having that international UMA has that trade fair,
yes.
which they conduct. I got some people who had a very good innovation that we didn't have it in UNAC actually. It is using oil, is it? Or the oil, or the petrol, or something from the vehicles and for cooking.
Yes.
So I actually these people, and now I'm linking them. We are linking them to Gear Z to see how can they be supported. It might be a good technology, but it is not tested on the emissions. Is it emitting zero carbon, or it might be very good at using this wasted oil, but yet it is emitting.
It produces a lot of fumes. I have seen the demonstrations.
Exactly. So we are now encouraging them to come be part of us, do the testing, say that innovation is very okay.
And probably see how it can be improved.
How can it be improved to a larger scale? How can it be improved that people who have cars and we just go, you change the oil and you pour I don't know whether they pour it somewhere to affect the environment. But if this technology can be really transitioned to a better use, then it can be okay. So that is how we are trying to bring these new innovators on the market by linking them to opportunities like the private partners who have those innovative challenge funds for them to get some.
That's some good work out there. Maybe lastly, our time is running very fast. This conversation may not end because I'm personally very interested in it, and so you are, because that's your daily work. Maybe lastly, as we bring it to an end, what are the challenges and opportunities for Uganda in the process of transiting to clean cooking? What are the challenges and opportunities for Uganda as a country in the transition to a clean cooking future?
Okay, the first and most importantly, we have to agree that affordability is still a key issue. Yeah, the technologies are present, they are around, but to the end user, to the low and medium income earner, they are still very expensive. And why are they expensive is because of the tax. And that's where UNAC comes in to advocate for conducive policies. A month ago, we organized for a taxation dialogue and we invited the URA, Ministry of Finance people, Ministry of Energy, and other key stakeholders that are responsible to support us on this, because we are promoting the technologies, but they are very expensive. For example, an EPC normally on the market price is 300,000 shillings. But how many people can afford this technology? A biogas plant is 1.8. At least if you have 2 cows at home, you have 1.8, the process can take on. But for solar panel, it is 2.5 billion and upwards, depending on how many solar panels do you want. But also when we come to this other, for example, the improved cookstoves that I was talking about, the ones which use charcoal of only a handful, still they are 150. So someone will buy easily the mutwalo to the one of which can save though, but because that person does not have what? Money.
So
affordability is still one of the key issues. We cannot afford these technologies. We cannot easily afford the technologies. But the opportunity that we have on that very issue of affordability is now we have got some support from the different partners. One, the government of Uganda itself, through HURIPECTalks, under the Electric Access Scaler project, we are increasing adoption and spreading a lot of information on clean cooking through this project, where it supports the end users, at the same time supports the company. So one of the opportunities that we have support of the government, but also support of the partners. We have built a lot of partnership and collaboration. As the alliance, it might be too much money. We are based on membership, and the collection of the fee from members is too little to conduct an exhibition. An exhibition can take over 25 million, but at a minimum 25 million, so it is too much money. So we are collaborating with partners like GIZ, like FAO, like MEX to support on these massive awareness campaigns. And now that is the second challenge that I'm going to talk about after this affordability. Lack of awareness is something that is too rampant. Even someone that you think knows these technologies, they do not know about them. So people do not know about the health and cost benefits that when I buy an electric pressure cooker, I can save this much that I would have used in charcoal. That is one of them. But also, they do not know about even charcoal itself. They do not know about the quality charcoal. They'll just buy any charcoal. Whether it is this which takes too little time and it is off, they will just buy any charcoal. But there are some companies in Uganda which are now sorting charcoal.
Oh.
And they sell it in sacks. They measure in 5 kilograms, 10 kilograms, 20, 30. It is sorted and highly classified charcoal. So most of the end users or technology adopters do not know about this information. That we have technologies that can save a lot. They do not know that you can cook with an electric pressure cooker, the molokonyo, in just 1 hour and it is done. So we are lacking awareness about the existing clean cooking technologies in Uganda. And that's where most of the partners have been coming to do what? To support us. But also we have the social and cultural attachments. That even if someone is aware there is this wrong perception, they have wrong mentality and wrong perceptions attached. I cannot eat food that is cooked with biogas. I cannot eat food that is cooked with ethanol. Or I cannot eat food that is cooked with an electric pressure cooker. Because they are attaching this to either health, that I'll be eating electricity and I'll fall and I'll have cancer at the end of the 7 months, maybe in case. So we have those are one of the key important issues: affordability, lack of awareness, social and cultural norms attached. But also we have the supply chain and infrastructure development is still low or limited, whereby most of the technologies we have are focused to central regions. In other words, if there was no project that can take this private sector to Aduju money, because of the subsidy or whatever, supply or something, this person will just be centered in Kampala or in her place where the company is and the premises are. They will not move around because it is too expensive to transport those things there. But also the roads themselves are extremely not good in those areas. We had an exhibition in Pade, but by the time we reached there, some of the volcanic rocks were already broken. So the infrastructure in terms of the road networks is too low. Distribution points are still limited. Supply chain is focused in Kampala. Some areas, in terms of infrastructure, they do not have electricity. So we are promoting e-cooking, but areas do not have what? Electricity. We are promoting solar for cooking in Kabale, but it was raining day and night, and someone could say, I cannot use solar because we don't have sunlight. And indeed it was true, because we went there, we had our trap, which was, our traps are solar connected, that we use them for public address system. Our public address system can run fully on the solars in the trap, but we spent the whole week without the MC speaking.
Because there was no sunshine.
So no sunshine. So you are promoting solar for cooking, but they do not have what?
Sunshine. So what do you?
You go to another technology. So when you come to policies, we still have a challenge because one, standards are there, but they are not mandatory.
Okay.
Yet we want them to be the mandatory standard to be enforced. They find you with the Mutwala cigarette is not tested, they stop you immediately. So it's still, we are still weak there. So that's the big challenge that we have. But also, our private sector they face challenges of VAT and import duties with the 18%, 25%. So it makes the EPCs and some other technologies very expensive because of the taxes. So if the government can support us and other stakeholders to exempt or give the tax holidays or tax waivers on some of the technologies, it can increase adoption of the technologies.
Wow, very interesting views from there. So, Madam Sarah, what are your parting shots? One or two that you think can help the country in achieving a clean kitchen in the near future?
Okay, thank you so much. One, awareness is very key. The 88% of people using charcoal, solid biomass charcoal and firewood for cooking, is not because they do not have money. Some even have money, but they lack awareness. Okay. So awareness is very key. If we can work together with, we get aggregated efforts. We don't work in silos, but we bring in the academia. How can they support us in the research section? The government of Uganda, how can it support us in enforcement of the standards and tax exemptions? The private sector, how can they work well, provided they have capital, be invested in capital through the financials, maybe to have easy loans or easy capital. If we can work together, one, we can increase the adoption. But like I said, the most importantly, all these are in play, but we are lacking awareness of the existing technologies. They need to create awareness in the available loans, because Equity might be having the green loans, but some people do not have them in the villages. They are making quality stoves. They're making stoves. They don't have money to carry testing of the stoves, because they are not aware that actually there are financial institutions that can give you a loan at 10% or something. So some people do not have electric pressure cookers. They don't have biogas and these other improved cook stoves because they are not aware that they are existing. But also other opportunities. We have electricity access scale project of HURIPECT. Some people still do not know about so awareness is in all things, in technology availability, in financial availability. So we need to increase our level of awareness across all the chains around the subsector. That is one of the most important things. But also, we should be the key ambassadors ourselves. Especially if you have heard about this information of clean cooking. Let us be ambassadors to our workplaces where we work from, to our parents. We can promote these technologies. If your parent has got 2 cows at home, encourage support her or encourage her to also, other than getting milk and fertilizers through the cow dung, they can also have biogas for what? For cooking. So I think that is what I can. For now,
if the person wanted further information, where can they find you?
Our offices as the Alliance are found in Chisasi, in Dundu Complex.
Chisasi.
Dundu Complex.
All right, thank you. That is it from...
Alternatively, I can also give my number, 0787 28 29 19.
Great. Thank you very much. Sarah Babirye from Uganda National Alliance for Clean Cooking.
You're most welcome.
Do we meet next time?
Okay, please. Thank you so much.
We build for the future, the great Makerere. Great, great and mighty, the walls around thee. Great, great and mighty, the gates beside thee. Great, great and mighty, the walls around thee. Great, great and mighty, the gates beside thee.